Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho, and in this video I want us to explain question number 6 in exam practice Algebra 9, and in this question you're supposed to prove that x squared minus 10x plus 25 is always greater than or equals to 0 for all values of x. That is part A. And of course now part A is we have to do so by what we call completing the square method. It's always greater than 0. So x squared minus 10x plus 25 greater than or equals to 0. The conditions for completing the square: the value of a, or the coefficient of x squared, has to be 1, and it is perfectly 1 here. So we can go ahead and complete our square. So, and we all know that completing the square, if we have x squared plus bx plus c, we talk about x plus b over 2 squared minus b over 2 squared plus c. That we know. So in this case, we have x, our b is minus 10 over 2 is minus 5 squared minus 5 squared plus 25 greater than or equals to 0. So in this case we have x minus 5 squared minus 25, because negative x squared is 25, plus 25 greater than or equals to 0. Minus 25 plus 25 will cancel out, and we will be left with x minus 5 squared is greater than or equals to 0. And that is exactly what we have been asked to do in part A of the question. And we all know that anything squared has to be 0 or anything greater than 0. There is no way you can square a number to give you a negative value. So this is valid, this is true, and we have used the skills of completing the square to answer part A of that question. Part B of the question is asking us, find the minimum point of the graph y is equals to x squared minus 10x plus 25. The minimum point is actually when this particular bracket is minimum. And when this bracket is minimum, and as we can see, it is minimum when it is exactly equals to 0. When it is exactly equals to 0, and you will talk of when x is equals to 5. When x is equals to 5, when this bracket is 0, 0 squared is equals to 0. Otherwise, that is the least value of y we can afford to have. Is going to be 0. And it is going to be 0 when this bracket is 0. So, when x itself is equals to 5, we have this bracket being equals to 5 minus 5 squared, which means 0 squared is equals to 0. This is the least value of y that you can afford to have in this particular question. Otherwise, anything squared, we expect it to be any other number that is greater than 0 or 0 itself. That means the least, find the minimum point of this graph. The minimum point of this graph is actually 5, 0. When x is 5, then y is 0. This happens to be the minimum point. This happens to be the minimum point of this graph. The minimum point is 5, 0. That is part B of the question. This is part A. We have answered part B of the question, and let us now go to part C of the question. Sketch the graph of y is equals to x squared minus 10x plus 25. And well, we can still use this completing the square method, whereby we can now take x at different values If we take x to be 5, to be 0 for that matter, 0 minus 5 is minus 5, and minus 5 squared is 25. We can also take x to be beyond 5, and let us see how that graph is going to look like. But for more details, let us talk about y is equals to x squared minus 10x plus 25 and sketch this graph. We will obviously have the table of values x and y. And when x is 0, y itself is 0, 0, y itself is 25. When x is, let's say, 1, this is 1 minus 10. 1 minus 10 is minus 9. Minus 9 plus 25, that is 16. 25 minus 9 is 16. When x is 2, this is 4 minus 20. 4 minus 20, this is minus 16. Minus 16 plus 25, or rather 25 minus 16 is 9. When x is 3, let us see what is the value of y. When x is 3, 9 minus 30, this is 9, 3 squared is 9, minus 30, that is 9 minus 30 is 9 minus 30 is minus 21. Minus 21 plus 25 is 4. When x is 4, 16 and 40, 16 minus 40, that means 16 minus 40 is minus 24. Minus 24 plus 25 is 1. When x is 5, this one we have already seen y is 0, but let's just confirm. 5 squared is 25. 25 minus 50 is minus 25. Minus 25 plus 25 is 0. When x is 6, this is 36 and this is 60. 36 minus 60 is minus 24. Minus 24 plus 25 is 1. When x is 7, we have 49 minus 70. 49 minus 70, that is negative 21. Negative 21 plus 25 is 4. When x is 8, we will see this is 64 minus 80. 64 minus 80 is minus 16. Minus 16 plus 25 is 9. When x is 9, 81 and 90 minus 9. Minus 9 plus 25 is actually 16. And when x is 10, we have 100 minus 100 is 0. 0 plus 25 is 25. That is what we have as a table of values. We can see it is a symmetrical table at the point 0, 0, 5, at the coordinate 0, 5. It's symmetrical along the line x is equals to 5. I will explain what is symmetrical. It means that that line x is equals to 5 divides this graph into two similar or identical halves. Let's have the y-axis there. Let's have the y-axis there, and let us have the x-axis here. We do not need the negative values of y's because our graph is going to occupy this space. We don't need the negative values of y. Let us have what? The y-axis here, so to speak. There we are. When x is when x is 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, and even 10. We can this is 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. This is 20, this is 15, this is 10, this is 5. So when x is 0, we have 25. When x is 1, we have 16, somewhere there. When x is 2, we have 9, somewhere here. When x is 3, we have 4. When x is 4, we have 1, 0, 1. When x is 7, we have a 4. When x is 8, we have a 9. When x is 9, we have 16, somewhere here. And when x is 10, then we have 25 up there. So you can already see that our graph is going to be a smooth curve. Going to be a smooth curve. That is our graph. So we can already confirm that our solution, or rather our values of y, are always greater than 0 because the values of y are always above the x-axis. So this graph is the graph of y is equals to x squared minus 10x plus 25. We can just give it that name, and we have now completely explained our question. So thank you. That is the end of that topic. Please follow me and be on the lookout for the next video so that we can work together and gain knowledge together. See you in the next video.